Loading any second.
I haven't even
Here we go,
practiced
boys.
Zazzy.
Alright, I'm just gonna play it to give it more of like some more pizzazz. And
No, I liked that.
yeah, by the way, got everyone. The song is Gaia manuscripts from Planetary Pieces, which is the Sonic Unleashed soundtrack.
Hell yeah. Fucking
Today I'm
up.
gonna be explaining how this works. All this shit right here. Oh, that's pretty fucking bad. Which is the Dream Demon Manifestation Theory. Now, for most of our streams, we got nothing but like Hazbin Hotel and Helluva. Which, thank you all by the way for the support. You guys are fucking awesome. But today
You
we're
guys
gonna
rock.
discuss more about Nepter and how he works. Well, Nepter and Zaz
And
both. Zaz the one to
haha.
the right of the screen,
Hell yeah.
the one to the left. So, let me explain how this works. Now, so first we're gonna start off with I gotta learn how the fucking camera like how the camera functions. Shit. All right, so we have the dream world right here. So the dream world is initially like where dream demons all reside inside of the mind, which is right here. They are in something known as the mindscape, which is where, you know, the dream world and whatnot is that links into the afterlife. Yes, both of them are tied together because they both are separate, are like different levels of consciousness. So that's what I wanted to explain right there really quick. So that's where they reside. So everything's really purpley there and really blue. Very fucking beautiful. Looks straight up like a fantasy book. It is really cool. I honestly might myself love it. So, they all reside inside of the brain. There are two sides to a dream demon, evil and good. The evil side uses nothing but bad memories and harmful experiences and like bad thoughts to help manifest itself, to help like build itself up and use experience. It basically feeds off of that. So that's how the evil one works. The good one uses nothing but like positive emotions and like positive thinking and like, you know, good outcomes of situations in order to build itself up the same way as an evil dream demon would. They start off looking like these little fuckers here, which looks like a fart cloud basically. It's a soul. So this little chode warrior right here manages something that looks like it's from the movie Inside Out, which operates
Just
inside
call him a
the brain.
fucking chode warrior.
Yeah, chode warrior.
I love that so much.
So
That's my
basically,
that was my nickname back in high school.
chode warrior was your nickname in high school.
No, I'm no. I was
I legitimately
doing
thought chode warrior was your name in high school. I was like, Jesus
God,
fucking
no.
Christ, dude.
Yeah, no. I don't think I qualify to be called anything near
You don't
chode.
think you qualify to be called chode warrior?
No,
Oh,
I
honey,
think
everyone qualifies to be called a chode warrior.
I.
So, anyways,
What?
they run this giant control panel in your dreams and like, or in your brain in general, which helps like operate certain functions of the brain and helps operate certain emotions to stabilize them. Without a dream demon inside your brain as it develops, your brain would become very unstable. It would basically initially cause it to collapse on itself, and it would be very hard to, you know, build it up. So there's that,
Yeah.
which is like a whole control system. And this little pod piece right here, let me give you guys a closer look at that. This little piece right here is where all like memories go for like replays and whatnot. So it kind of works like Inside Out. Like it's like that's a great, you know, way to remember like this. Just think of Inside Out, but with demons. So,
Kind of like a mixture between like I'd say like Inside Out and have you seen the movie Soul yet?
oh yeah, I love the movie.
I
So
love that movie so
all
fucking
of
much.
this operates inside of the brain. So this dream demon right here, this little fucktard, can pull itself into reality if you go through a traumatic experience, use a lot of meditation, go through a fight or flight experience, or again, just a life changing experience. It could be anything, something that changes your life permanently, like just fucking changes everything, changes the course of your thinking, how you act, or whatever. all depends on that. So if it uses this and it's just the right amount to change it, it goes from this to this big boy right here. Let me give you a look at my doodle.
Yeah.
It can go from like this to this. Goes from a fart
Man,
cloud to a
by that
full-on
logic, I should
fucking
have.
Power Ranger.
Yeah, by that logic, I should have manifested mine in real life.
That'd be really cool, actually. If this was real life, that'd be pretty cool. I'd be like totally down for that. I'm gonna turn this off now so we don't get copyright strike. I would not like.
I don't think Sega's that vicious.
Nintendo is. I'm sure Sega would be like, "Oh, you're using your song. Thank you. Just make sure to credit us."
Yeah.
Sega's an absolute chad. Nintendo, on the other hand,
They are. Have you seen the BRC trailer?
I have not. We'll talk about it later, though. So,
All
once
right.
the Dream Demon is fully manifested into its current state, what it has the opportunity of doing is pulling itself out of your mind, kind of bringing itself into reality like a stand from JoJo. However,
Right.
it can live freely. There you go. I gotta like move it this way, which I'm not used to. Okay, well, I'm probably not gonna be playing Xbox for a while. It can live freely in the real world without any connections or anything and survive. Now, here's where things have to happen. So, you are able to give your own Dream Demon a name of any kind that you want. You are the one that names it. Once you give it a name, it's basically, kind of like a pet. It's fucking names. And it can develop into different forms, looks, or whatnot, and has its own powers that it has in the dream world. However, they are reduced in the real world. But throughout time, your Dream Demon can gain more experience throughout, like, combat or defense or whatever, and can bring itself into this whole new state where it's just powerful as fuck. Like, extremely powerful.
Yeah.
So, this little chode right here can become a god if it wanted to. If it, through enough time. Of course, that'd take at least 500 years for it to become a god amongst men. Or
right.
if you ate or absorbed at least 7 Dream Demon souls or ate 7 Dream Demon hearts. In that case, you could become
the
a god.
7 Chaos Emeralds.
The Chaos Emeralds.
I have the Chaos Emeralds.
These guys survive off of sweets. They can survive off of dreams or food. It's basically how they work.
I think Zaziel would enjoy like a good hamburger.
Hamburgers are good.
Hamburgers are good.
Little burger, and then we put it above.
I actually have to get on the stream real quick. I am going to do that.
So this is the general rundown of how the chart looks. And by the way, it's for Nepter's story, which is Hallows Eve. So, this is basically how, Nepter works in a nutshell when it comes to manifesting himself in reality. What I forgot to mention is if you're tripping really fucking hard on, like, every hallucinogenic drug imaginable, then that's another thing that can pull him out, but it's a risk. You're playing with fire. You can legitimately die from that shit.
Oh shit, I just saw the thumbnail as soon as I logged into YouTube. All I'm seeing is this beautiful blue boy.
Very beautiful. The blue boy.
The blue boy.
We got 2 boys. We got a red and blue boy.
Hell yeah.
So, Dream Demons
confused
have
to make a
certain
purple boy.
types of them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this together. So, Zazzle, your fucking hand is in the way. So
sorry about that.
Kind of, that's a terrible little doodle there, but Nepter's kind of type is more of a protective scavenger. Protective scavengers can be more primal unless tamed. So these
Right.
buddies right here actually contain a bit of dragon inside of them, which I've never mentioned before. I don't know why, but
Nice.
their main thing is like fire. They can utilize fire to the best of their ability, and if around a flame, can utilize that, make it turn green and whatnot, and yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's kind of like
their natural color is black,
right.
like ash gray or like just a dark black. That is the
Right.
colors that they are most commonly linked to. As you can tell from Zaz and I, how we look
Hmm.
similar.
That's because they pretty much just are kind of the same, type of dream demon, which is um I lost my train of thought. but
I
but
don't
yeah,
even know.
pretty
I want to call
much.
him Protective Scavenger, honestly. What should I name them? Because Nepter's more of a protective. He's something different.
I'd say Guardian works. You mentioned that earlier.
The more to guardian. They're more of like scavengers though, because they're more primal.
Right, but wouldn't they like scavengers would be like if they like collected shit and built themselves off of that.
Yeah. Let's see here. So we got these little chode warriors. Fucking chode warriors, like I think my favorite word now.
It's
My
amazing.
favorite phrase. Chode
That's
warrior.
that could be a thing. Like they'd be like a little if one of them does something stupid and you know the other playfully says like you fucking chode warrior in like a playful
You fucking
manner.
chode warrior. You listen here, you cum guzzling sponge goblin. You sponge goblin.
Sponge goblin. That's gonna be their entire fucking like character, relations, just best bros calling each other, funny names.
Yeah.
Well, not their entire character relation, but just their like inseparable duo.
So let's see here. Nepter
I'm
has the
trying to think
ability
right
to
now.
summon shadow demons. Um, what else here? He can snap stuff basically into existence.
Right, which is something I already had. Actually, I had independently planned that for Zaziel as well. I didn't even know Nepter could do that. Because a lot of because it's just a cool concept to me. Um, I had an idea for Zaziel to actually have like kind of like fucking nope, I lost it. Damn it. It'll come back to me later. But there was another power he was that was like really unique to me that I was like really proud of when I thought of it. Hmm.
Let's plan this out.
Yeah, we shouldn't stall too long though. We are
Yeah.
on. We are live. Let me see who is watching. Do we have any live chat playback yet? No, one watching now, and that is me.
There's two people that are watching. It's surprising. I didn't even let out a notification.
Ah,
It's pretty cool.
how much do you want to bet it's our number one fan?
Who's the number one fan though?
The guy who keeps donating us games like a friggin' Chad.
Oh, Richard. I fucking love him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I have his Discord. He's actually a very close friend of mine, so I can invite him to our streams and server.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm gonna do that tonight
Now
real fast. Be like,
that,
hey, you're invited to our next stream.
hell yeah, nice. Nice.
Nice, very nice, Caesar-chan.
Very nice, she's a chan. Yes, that's good.
I'm gonna call
Um,
them the hunt, no, not hunters, because they're more primal until
yeah, but
tamed, but I'll do that for another time. I just still don't know what to call them yet.
right, right. It'll take development.
But yeah, basically, dream demons have different types of like abilities, different types of looks and stuff, and have different roles initially.
Right.
So I'm gonna stop looking at that. Get back to the whole like fucking thing I have here. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, that is how a dream demon works. When it comes to heaven or hell, dream demons are considered very overpowered creatures there, considering that they have access, like full on access to the living and the dead, as well as the different stages of consciousness.
Right.
So
Oh,
like,
oh, here you go.
shit, if Nepter or Zaziel went up against Alistair, it would be an intense ass fight.
Right. That should be like that shit would be like a friggin' Dragon Ball fight going on for
It'd be
goddamn
like
too long,
Jotaro versus the
taking up
world
multiple episodes.
without time
What's up?
skipping.
You kind of cut out for a second for me.
Fuck. That'd be like Dio versus the world. I mean, not Dio. Dio fights himself in the mirror late night.
He's just his
Um,
stand punching him and he can do nothing about it.
I was gonna say without I can't.
It'd be like Star Star Platinum versus the world. That'd be like the final fight in part three. Oh, by the way, that thing just came back to me. The ability that I was going to give Zaziel that I thought about myself. So we already know he has like shapeshifter capabilities.
Right.
Um, and something else that I thought of would be, since I have a pretty big, pretty good vocal range, I was thinking something like, um, he would have the ability to, uh, kind of like perfectly, like extremely perfectly replicate any voice he wanted. Um, so like if he wanted to impersonate someone over the phone to get like access to something, for a reason, I don't know, he could just like, you know, completely put on that voice, or just to be funny, or do something. Just kind of like a passive ability that he has. Um, another thing I was going to say, another thing I was going to do is he could probably like disguise himself as people, but the thing that would give him away is that his irises would be cherry red and like glow, so you'd have to like wear sunglasses or something
Yeah.
while under the effect. So it's not like a god tier ability, or like his eyes would still be completely red, so he would have to try and like wear sunglasses and shit as to not, blow his cover, to give him a bit of a trade off. That part kind of came through to me through fucking I was playing TF2 and I'm like, you know what, god damn it, Zazzy kind of looks like the spy. Um, though I don't play the spy. I play heavy like a Chad.
That's what I was gonna do. So dream demons are initially divided into classes. Like they have certain types. So they are like,
right.
I guess you could look at Team Fortress and say, look at the classes and be like, oh, that's how dream demons work initially because they have different types. There are
Or like
some that are used for that can actually heal, which are known as medics.
right.
There are the brutes, which are known as like the heavies. Then there are like there's Nepter, which is like a scout, except
Right.
scouts can be extremely overpowered throughout time if they develop properly. With like
Right. I'd
tons
say
of training,
Zaziel's
tons of
around the
things.
same, just that I kind of wanted to input some of these abilities to him. Um, that was the thing I was gonna say. Oh, I would say it's probably not like Team Fortress 2, but more maybe like the Borderlands 2 kind of um how those characters work.
The reason why I say Team Fortress is because it's like an easier way for people to understand the classes because like not everybody plays Borderlands, so it'd be harder for them to like
Right.
understand a certain class.
Right.
Like shit, I haven't played Borderlands since I was like a freshman in high school, so I've completely forgot how the classes work.
Right. I was saying though TF2 is a wider known, thing that more people could, kind of pinpoint in their brain. I would say it's more accurate to how Borderlands works with each character kind of having a specialty. Um, I'm just saying they're very like similar.
Yeah.
Um, it's more accurate to like how Borderlands 2 class system works, but it's easier to explain it as TF2 because it is also pretty much the same. Um, but yeah,
Fuck, I really love cucumbers. God damn it. They're really good. Like,
they are. They are.
amazing.
They are amazing.
So, anyways, yeah, the engineers are more of the ones that are quick thinking, good in building, and good with strategizing. They're the ones that are like more along the lines of, all right, I'm in a situation and I'm around a bunch of rubble. What can I use to defend myself and defend like somebody? And it's like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna use this pipe and a piece of wood, and I'm going to use um this rubble, like this ash. I'm gonna use the ash to blind the person, jolt in front of them, beat the shit out of them with a plank to smash it across their head or something. Then I'm gonna use the shards of the plank to shank them, then use the pipe to knock them unconscious or to beat them to death. Like that's they basically use 3 items to their advantage in order to neutralize their opponent or to get themselves out of a
Right.
situation or to help, construct a solution to a problem. So it's not always in combat, it can be used in anything. The heavies are more or less
Right.
the big boys, the fucking big ass, like fat or buff boys, or both. But so like
Just like
there's
this
one
kind
character
of
in Hallows
towering
Eve named
brute.
Destrov who is a orange Russian lumberjack like dream demon
Hmm.
who was solely when he manifested himself he was put basically into slavery by his own, quote unquote owner, like by his own, the one that manifested him.
Hmm.
So I call them hosts because that's like the best word to use. So basically, they're put in. He was used as like a slave by his own host and was treated like initial shit. And eventually got sick and tired of it, and after he and Nepter both met, and Nepter was a slave for a bit, they came up with a plan to beat the fuck out of Sylvester, who was the host, and they did. And then Sylvester became the antagonist of the rest of the series.
Hmm.
Now, Dream Demons go back as far as the 1500s during the Salem witch trials, but that's a story I'll tell later on. And as a matter of fact, I'll actually get Aragon himself, the first ever Dream Demon, to be in the stream.
Nice.
We just gotta. You know what we're gonna do one night is we're gonna have a Hallows Eve night where I explain how each character works, how they sound, etc., etc. I will choose the roles very wisely. I wish you a good night too, Angel. I love you, sweetie. I love Angel. He's the best boyfriend I could have ever asked for. So, anyways, I mean, honestly, he's better than all my exes. Like, far fucking away. So, anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like how Destrov works as like a heavy, and he's a fucking big ass boy, and they're really, really powerful as well. Let's see. I guess the spies, which are more known as the shadow lurkers, are more of ones that are more stealthful, and use
Mm-hmm.
that as like a very, very high advantage to themselves. Is like the simplest. Like simply just going invisible is enough for them to just fuck you up. Like they are a whole nother thing.
Right.
Far different thing.
Though,
Honestly, they're
I
terrifying.
do.
And they mostly, when they manifest, they look really scary. Like you want to avoid them at all costs. If you have one on your team, it's a very high advantage. Like if they are a good dream demon, then they are considered an ally, which means that they are very useful. It's great to have them by your side. It is terrible for them to be against you because again, they will rip you to shreds like without hesitation. So, um that's how they work. I guess the scouts would be like Nepter and Zaz are more considered of the ones that are quite determined and are more like very agile and quick. Always quick on their feet, can also
Right.
use their hands. Um, and a lot of the times are focused on one main goal, and sometimes both goals, like two or more two or more goals. My brain is having an absolute like stroke today. I had a stroke up here. Uh, so basically that's how the scouts work, but also um, like the engineers, they can strategize as well. They learn
Yeah.
throughout time. Each dream demon starts off as like that class, but can develop over time to become one or more. Like there are some dream demons that can eat dreamins. I actually like that. Dream demons short for dreamins. Let's call them dreamins. So dreamins, aka dream
Hmm.
demons, can actually
I like Dream Demon a bit more. It has a bit of a ring.
it does. So like dream demons can like in some cases again with like a lot of training, a lot of proper training and shit can like overcome all classes initially and become the ultimate. Depending on their body type, that would prevent them though from becoming a heavy because if they're not built to look strong or like fucking big boys, then they cannot, you know, be that class no matter what they do. Let's hear what else
Hmm.
is there. Um, I guess a pyro. Pyros are I wouldn't say terrifying, but are more or less be careful around them because they are quite explosive. They are ones that are basically killer queen if it fucked the pyro from TF2. Like hate fucking and had an offspring. And it's scary.
I mean,
Like
the
those
Pyro
are
from
some
TF2 is already scary.
oh yeah, there's not much to say about them besides the fact that fire and explosives are their primary goal. So yeah, there's that. So, oh yeah, they also do not talk much. They can speak, they just don't speak much. Um,
Right.
what I explained the Scout Heavy. Yeah, Dreamins. So I explained how Dream Demons work, like the TF classes. So it's like, you know, the Heavy, Spy, Scout, Engineer, um,
Sniper.
Snipers. That's what I didn't explain. So the way the snipers initially would function as is they have more of like, I don't know, it would explain like linear sight or scope sight. So their eyes work more of like a scoped sight. Like they are the Hawkeyes. They are the purely like just manifested scavengers that are like eagles. And a lot of the times they even have wings and they take the very high grounds during combat and are known to just go full on Batman if they don't use any like weapons of any kind that are like projectiles. They are known to just, so they are mostly known to like stalk and then wait in order to annihilate their prey. But also like can blend well into the public. And also, here's something I didn't mention, which I'm going to throw out really quick. Dream Demons have human forms.
Right, yeah, I did notice that. I saw Nepter's human form.
Yeah, Neptune's human form actually looks really nice.
It looks really nice. It's real nice, real cute,
Very
real nice.
vampy. So, yeah.
Uh, I
Um,
just thought up something for the story.
Hold on. Am I missing any classes?
Okay, so we did you go over Soldier
I didn't go over
and Demo
Soldier.
Man? We could kind of merge Soldier and Demo Man into one, though I think Demo Man could also be its own kind of thing because Demo Man is um more spontaneous, more kind of chaotic. Like the Soldier
They're
can
more the
harness
partiers.
explosion.
So, like,
What's
the.
up?
Because, like, Demo Man is like demolition, right?
Okay, so there's there's the two explosion classes in the game, Soldier and Demoman, and I think as someone who's been playing TF2 since, the Uber update, I would actually really like explaining this. So the two different playstyles for these two explosion, kind of blast-based classes is that Soldier is kind of more um he's kind of like a multi playstyle class. You've got an offensive play style where he kind of just rushes ahead and barrages the enemy team with rockets. You've got the flank, which is a more thought-based kind of wait here for this enemy to do this thing and just annihilate them with rockets or the shotgun. And then you have the Trolger, which is do funny rocket jump, land funny shovel kill, but it's all kind of like you're shooting a rocket directly at your enemy and you're using blast damage to your advantage. You're using splash damage um, to completely ruin someone's day. Now with the demo man is a wild card and can be played in way more ways. To list off a few, you have the default demo man. You've got the sticky spammer. You've got the demo knight. You've got the hybrid knight, which is a demo man that will rock either the grenade launcher and one of his many swords, and the or the sticky bomb launcher and one of his many swords. These both trade out one thing. Now with the demo knight, he basically has his primary and secondary replaced with two passive items, and he is completely melee reliant. Now you can swap out these two replacement items to just kind of like have a demo man with a sword. Um, so you have tons of different playstyles for him. You have some of the meme ones like Bottle Knight, which is basically just the entire Demo Knight getup, but you use a bottle instead of a sword because of it's kind of just a flat like this doesn't have any upsides or downsides, and it's a weapon that can randomly crit. So why not use it? And you have the demo pan, which is the exact same thing, but you make a funny pan sound when you kill people. Um, Apart from that, I'd say his basic gameplay though is what I was actually wanting to talk about. Is that his grenade launcher? Um, all of his attacks are projectile based and are just very kind of easy to pick up with like how Soldier has rockets, and those are kind of like those are a projectile, but they're not completely physics based. They're kind of like an entity moving forward at something. With Demo Man, um, oh, and I should probably mention that Soldier also has a hit scan shotgun, which is kind of like, haha, screw you, I have bullets. Demo Man does not have that. Demo Man has a grenade launcher, which shoots a not an entity, but rather the game sees it as a prop, and it will explode and delete the prop as soon as the explosion happens. It fires a freaking grenade that tumbles and explodes on impact with the player. The sticky bombs can be used as traps, or they can be used as a direct damage output. Uh, I just realized this is supposed to be a stream about how dream demons work, and I'm explaining technical the technicalities of playing Demo Man in TF2.
Well, now I know how to do it when I go to play it. So
Okay, so
anyway,
yeah. Oh yeah, and the bottle. The bottle is a bottle. You smash people over the head with a friggin' bottle. I don't know what else to say about that other than it's my favorite weapon to use as Demo Man, because
we actually have
once
three
again,
more classes to go over.
what's up?
We have three more classes to go over.
Uh, that don't line up with TF2.
No.
We explained Scout, Pyro, Heavy Engineer, Medic, Sniper, and Spy. So that would only leave Soldier and Demo Man.
I already got them written down.
Or are you thinking about like um I mean, we could make something for the civilian class, which would probably just be like a casual, dream demon that doesn't really,
I mean, there are no casual dream demons. They all
right.
have unique classes. It's just whether or not they know how to use them or not. And like,
So
not everybody
like
manifests a dream demon. Like, there are only so like 2 out of 5 people can manifest their dream demons.
right.
So like 2/5 of the population, or 2 to 3/5 of the population, are able to entirely manifest their dream demons, like fully. Everyone else.
God, society would fucking break down. Holy shit.
Actually, dream demons are very useful in Hallows Eve. Like the economy does a lot better with them because
Right. Right.
you know.
I'm just saying when like JoJo, it's like the majority of people don't have stands, and it's like probably like 1 in 10 people have them up until like friggin' part 4 where everyone has one because
Everybody's got a stand. If you get shot in the
everybody's
fucking
got a
dick with an
stand.
arrow, it's like, I've obtained PP man. So, anyways, here's the 3 I didn't go over yet: Reapers, Illusionists, and Knights. Knights, holy shit! You need to avoid them because they have one goal on their mind, and they are mostly associated with the evil dream demons, and that is kill. If you go up against one of them, they mostly keep a noble sight. They are more or less like fucking Joseph Joestar if he was Dio. Like, they're more noble.
Right.
They're more like, you fought with honor, therefore I will make your death very quick. Or if they win, if they lose, they're like, you have fought with honor, therefore I will not forget you.
So the
But
thing is like, does the Dream Demon's personality depend on like the person that like manifested them, kind of like if you
no,
like from
no,
that
no, no, no,
point
no,
on,
no.
no, I mean like at initial creation, like from that point on it would change
It's
but
kind of
I
like a
was thinking
baby.
something.
Like, it will
Right.
develop over time based on how you treat it and based on how you teach it.
I
Like, when it
see.
manifests itself for the first time, it has, general rundown of knowledge that you learn up until, like, high school. Like, it
Right.
generally
Because
knows, the necessities of what you need to know in order to, like, speak and think and whatnot and, do basic maths and shit. Um,
mm-hmm. Because I
but,
was thinking like, oh, because I was thinking like, uh, I guess kind of asked that question wrong. What I meant more was uh, it depends on the type of person. Actually, I kind of already have the answer to that. The class of it depends on like the type of person. So, um,
yeah.
what kind of like person would manifest a night?
The kind of person that would manifest a knight is somebody that's more of a gentleman, but somebody that's more hell bent on like one specific task, or like somebody that like has a whole revenge plot to their story. Like,
Right. I was thinking like, what would be manifested by a like say you had like a serial killer, but they were like not like a psychopathic one, like
okay,
a
those are known as
like
reapers. Reapers are the ones that are
right,
more associated with somebody that's more psychotic and like uh dedicated towards killing, like somebody that whose mind runs solely on death and like blood and gore and destruction.
right.
So basically, like
But
an
if you
edgy teenager, if they're going along the lines of, and pardon me for saying this, but like if they were going along the lines of like a school shooter, and they had a dream demon, it would be along the lines of a reaper because they are the soul takers. They are the ones that take your life away.
right,
Those are the ones that should be exterminated almost immediately once spotted. However,
because they would like oh,
there are
go ahead.
some people that can manifest a reaper, and those are people who have like a military history in their family or something, or like if a family member in the past has taken a life of some kind, then that could affect the bloodline to where somebody could manifest a reaper without knowing why they did or knowing what caused it, until they look back and go, oh, this person's death or blood on this person's hand is what caused me to develop a reaper. So that's in what case it can actually be good. However, they all come out as evil. They're naturally evil creatures. However, you can train them to be good simply by keeping them away from bloodlust. Like, they go into battle or something and somebody, like a motherfucker gets their fucking nose busted and there's like blood spewing everywhere, and they get a whiff of that blood, they can go into an absolute like bloodlust where they cannot hear, they cannot see. All they can do is just use wave effects from the ground to fucking rip you like in half. They will destroy you. Reapers, in my
Right.
opinion, are very scary. Nepter has fought at least one of them. His brother Geo has killed three of them before, because Geo is actually the evil dream demon. And before I go off on this, keep in mind, just bear with me, all right? So, dream demons, when they are born evil or good, have a capability of becoming the opposites. So they have a capability of becoming evil or good. So if a dream demon is born good and it is treated like nothing but shit, it has the capability of becoming evil. If an evil dream demon is treated nothing but good, then it has the capability of having a turnaround and becoming good. So,
Hmm.
Geo is Nepter's brother and was born an evil dream demon. He didn't manifest until part 5, so he witnessed, like, he manifested with Nepter but decided to stay and control everything and tried to corrupt the
Hmm.
scene. But after experiencing the events of season 1, um I know referring him to like parts and seasons and chapters and whatnot. I still don't know what the fuck to call him. But Geo more or less started to watch everything, like observe and decide for himself what he wanted to be rather than what he was born to be and what he was destined to be. So when he manifested in reality, he still had the evil in him, but he was more or less like a more of a neutral, but more of like, think a full-on mobster. If you fuck with them in any sort of way, you'll die. You're going to die. You will be killed, and there's nothing you can say about it. Like, this is the face of a little shit who just realized that he's fucked up. Like, that's basically what it is. So that is how, like, the opposites theory works.
Yeah.
You know, Geo is good, but he's willing to defend what is, you know, what is good.
Yeah.
Etc., stuff like that. So here's another thing to mention, and that is, you know, again, Reapers are evil. Now we go on to Illusionists. Illusionists aren't necessarily evil, they're more or less neutral. However, if you guys like the old for those of you who watch Teen Titans, not Teen Titans Go, that's pussy shit, but if you guys like Teen Titans, like the original from 2002, this will be easy to explain. There's two words that I can use to explain Illusionists. Mad Mob. For those of you who watch Teen Titans, or for those of you who don't, Mad Mob was a villain who used the theory of optical illusions, or like, just not theory, but like used basic optical illusions to his advantage inside of a old British mansion in order to basically fuck with your head, hypnotize you, or just full on try to kill you. That's what Illusionists do. Illusionists are more or less into entertainment. They're more into the entertainment business and more or less into, like, you know, wowing people, freaking people's minds, like just becoming, you know, they feed off of attention at times. Like, they're narcissists, but not narcissists.
This kind of concept.
What?
This kind of concept kind of reminds me of like, and I know, you know, this could either explain it or, you know, be completely different, but I'm kind of reminded, since I just kind of finished Deltarune a month ago, but it kind of reminds me of kind of like how Jevel works. Like, you kind of are tricked into, you know, releasing him, and he's kind of like this douchebag who kind of I'm just kind of like with the whole theme of it. Have you played Deltarune or?
I haven't, but I've heard of it. So I got like the
Yeah,
down.
I'd say he probably Jevel would probably be a pretty good like recent example.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that's how the Illusionists work. They're not necessarily evil, they're not necessarily good. They're more neutral, nonetheless. And they just sort of branch off and do their own thing.
Right. I guess that's kind of where Jevel branches, though, because he's a little bitch. He's evil as fuck. I love him.
Yeah. Let's see here.
But it kind of like the neutrality thing for me was that, like, when it comes to Jevel, he's not a fight you have to go through. He's a completely optional fight that you actually have to actively seek out to trigger. You have to find him, and you have to like find like 3 different friggin' key pieces and assemble them and bring it back. I don't want to go into too much.
For a second, I thought you said you have to find him and find 3 PPs, and I was like, whoa.
Hold on, you gotta find 3. You gotta find 3 key pieces.
Alright, so before we end the stream, let's give a general rundown of what we learned today. So, dream demons all reside in the dream world, which is inside of the brain. There are 2 sides, evil and good. They look like a fart, which, but, you know, they're a soul that manifests inside of your head, and use a basic control system. Think of Inside Out for reference. That helps, you know, stimulate the brain, help to keep everything under control and keep it from collapsing in on itself. That all, of course, resides inside of the mind. These things can manifest themselves if there's a traumatic experience, life-changing experience, meditation, or a fight-or-flight situation. So then they go from the soul into a full-on, you know, Power Ranger-looking dude that can free itself from your mind and act on impulse or act on whatever it needs to. Sometimes they can, manifest while you're asleep even. Once they are out, they can live freely on their own and survive on sweets, dreams, or food. But also liquids as well. So that is a basic rundown on how they work. Dream demons can change. Like, dream demons are born good or evil. There are two sides that are mandatorily made inside your brain. There's an evil side that manifests, or like that controls all of the dark side of your life, and there's a good side that controls all of the light of your life. That's how both of them, thrive. So, they work as like yin and yang. An evil dream demon has the capability of becoming good, and a good dream demon has the capability of becoming bad. Something to keep in mind. Here are the classes. So scouts are basically, Nepter. They are quick, agile, and are more or less, capable of strategizing and are overall. Yeah, they're there. They're good boys. Heavies are the brutes. They are the big dudes that can rip your asshole apart if they chose to. A reference would be Heavy from TF2. Snipers are a type of like dream demon class where they're like, they scavenge. They hide on roofs and shit. And they're more or less seen at night. Like they're more night owls. So I guess they're like nocturnal.
Yeah.
They also look terrifying. Snipers look terrifying, but they can be absolute sweeties at times. My voice is cracked. They can be absolute sweeties. It all depends on how they are raised. Like once they exit your mind. Dream demons, let me mention real quick. Dream demons, when they manifest, you are supposed to give them a name. You can give them whatever name you want. They can object if they choose to because they have cognitive thought. They can even come up with their own name, but usually you give them the name. So, there are the soldiers, which are the basic, I have one mission and one mission only, and that is to protect or fight. There are the Devilmen, which are absolute fucking chaotic party gods. There are the Reapers, which are mostly born from serial killers and psychotic freaks, but are also have the capability of being born from overall bloodshed in a family. So if bloodshed had happened at some point in your bloodline, then you have the capability of manifesting a Reaper, which look absolutely terrifying, like are brutally scary, and they are also terrifying because they will kill you. That is what their objective is. However, they have the capability of becoming good if you treat them well. Illusionists, Mad Mob from Teen Titans, or Jevel from Deltarune. That's all you need to know. Knights, they are more noble creatures, but are more or less associated with evil. They can be associated with evil or good, but they both have the one thing of honor, loyalty, and killing. If they get in a fight, then their primary goal is to kill their opponent, not to neutralize them. Medics are the absolute sweet beans of dream demons. Their primary goal is healing. They can also all fight as well. Each dream demon is, based on what their classes is or what their personality is, they can manifest a weapon of their choice or whatever weapon best goes with them. Nepter, of course, can manifest a revolver, and Zazzy, what can you manifest?
I'm still developing that. Like a Thompson kind of weapon would be nice, but I'm gonna have to go over my options since Zaziel is still a very newly kind of developed character. I still have to kind of develop him more. But I will think about that because I do want to do some more of that on my own as well.
Alright. So yeah, then there's that. So, dream demons can become very powerful. They date back to as far as the 1600s during the Salem witch trials. And they, of course, can go down dark and light paths just as you and I. That is how it works. This is all the theory I'm using for my series Hallows Eve, which is what Nepter's from. That's, his story. So, this is how everything works. One thing I didn't mention, which I'm going to mention right now, a dream demon has, of course, as I mentioned earlier, has access to the living and dead world as well as the dream world. Here's how they access those things. If a dream demon gets a hold of, let's say, Well, Dream Demon can naturally naturally it can open a portal into the dream world. However, when Dream Demons are in the real world, any power they have in the dream world is reduced by half. They have to build up through time, training, and experience to get to the state they were in when they were dream world. When they go back into the dream world, their powers are restored to their full potential. So, if they have the experience that gains them to where if they're in the dream world when they first started, and they have all that power in the real world because of training, and they went back into the dream world, that power would be suplexed. It would be like unworldly powerful. So, there's that dimension. So if a dream demon got a hold of a globe, it could travel to Earth. If it got a hold of a cross, it could travel to heaven. If it got a hold of a pentagram, it could travel to hell. And if it got a hold of a tombstone, it could travel to purgatory. Purgatory is absolutely horrifying. So, that's basically it. That's all I got. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned.
Oh yeah,
Alistair was here
one thing that I would want to add though. How did the colors work? Are those completely random? Because I did want to point out that though, because I'm looking at the stream overlay, and we were kind of like explaining a lot of good and bad, and I just kind of wanted to point out that Zaziel is not an evil, dream demon.
Right. It doesn't matter on
He
looks,
is definitely good. I just wanted to choose red because I thought it was a really nice color.
Yeah, like I explained earlier, a dream demon is born naturally as either good or evil, but can change over time. Sometimes they are born neutral, which is a rare occasion. There are even instances where you can be born without a dream demon, but that's like 1 out of 10 people that are born without a dream demon because, they have the incapability of dreaming, which is scary. So,
Well, you just said 1 out of 10 people. That's like, it's like most of the population has that.
Oh, one out of 10.
Yeah, I said 1 out of 10 people for back when I was explaining JoJo stuff. Like, 9 out of 10 people don't have stands in the original 3 parts of JoJo, and then 4 it's like ah. But would a good ratio be like? Because I would want to
All right, so 9 out of 10
I feel like
people have dreams, whereas 1 out of 10 people cannot have dreams.
right. Okay, yeah, that makes sense then.
All right,
But
yeah,
right.
So, anyways, like I explained, so Zaz, it doesn't matter on color or appearance. What matters on how it acts, how it develops. Or here is the instances where Reapers, and Knights. Reapers and Knights, it's best to kind of avoid unless if they are on your side. Reapers